gotta strike while the iron is hot. One of one, don't follow flocks. Man, I got this on lock. Team Harvey, team hustle, team can't be stopped. Just cop 900 glory, yeah, I'm fresh out the shop. Let's start bowling. I'm an expert on the lane. Yeah, smooth approach, about to roll a perfect game. And well connected with the sport's biggest names. We can't talk unless an X on the frame. I'm here asking the questions, clear the air and confusion. Fresh, humble, and arrogant with the logo infusion. Red cup for the right vibe. I got the answers, you going live with Bowtie.
What it do, what it do, what it do, man. I am your host, Mr. Bowtie himself, a.k.a. Brandon Grant. Man, I hope everyone is having a good time. I hope everyone is getting through this COVID stuff peacefully without driving each other's crazy through here, man. Still bowling going on other places, but just not here locally for me. I have to drive a little ways or go to get on a bird and fly somewhere. But, man, tonight, my guest, Mr. Charles Withers, if you guys don't know him, we're going to put him in the hot seat because it's time to get to know him. Y'all know how we do. Well, hey, what's up, Denise? Like I said, y'all know how we do, man. We want to get to know the bowler outside the bowler and ask these personal questions. If you guys know him, man, hey, put him in the hot seat. Don't let him off the hook. Seriously, man, don't let him off the hook. That's what we here for. But now I'm going to bring my boy to the screen, man. What it do, Big C?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, blessed and highly favored, man, to continue to wake up and have a job to go to, brother.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. My brother.
Yeah, man. So, man, talk to me a little bit, man. What's going on out there?
Oh, man, it's relaxing out here, man. I mean, of course, you know, state of Georgia's got a pretty much high case. You're talking about the COVID. It's pretty much a high case going on right now, but you know, I'm just being safe, kind of limiting my travel right now until everything kind of slows down. But, you know, started league Monday night yesterday, started league last Thursday, 2 weeks ago. So, you know, just being safe, taking the right precautions. And like I said, everybody, you know, hopefully everybody's doing the same thing. If they're going out and bowling, please wear your mask, social distance, keep everything at a minimum, and don't travel if you don't have to. But if it's a mandatory issue, job related, bowling tournaments, just be safe. That's all I say.
Well, like I said, out here in LA, there is no bowling. Bowling alley shut down. So I feel like Medea is the police talking about clank clank. That's about it, bro. But man, hey, like I said, I don't really know a lot about you, and that's why I love to do this show, because I like to, like I said, we run across paths at different tournaments, man, but I was outside the bowler. So when we do cross paths, I'm like, man, this dude right here is real cool, and man, he's been down some roads, and just to see where he is now, man, it's absolutely amazing, you know. And like I said, I don't know if you ever paid attention to a lot of shows, but it's some bowlers out there, man. You like, damn, you went through that.
Yeah. There's some stories out there, but I mean, you know, it's a good thing. Like I said, I love your podcast. You know, interacting with new people, meeting new bowlers. You know, couple of the bowlers, of course, I've already known and met that you've done broadcasts. But you know, it's all about meeting new people, man. Becoming a family, getting to know each other. You know, have good vibes, run across each other at tournaments. You know, it won't be like, who's that guy? You know, right. We already know each other. Get the good vibe going.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, man, well, like, hey, where were you born and raised?
Born and raised. I was born in Heidelberg, Germany in 1987. I was raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where my dad is from. Him and my mom, they got together. They met in the bowling alley too. So that's kind of where the gene came from. But yeah, I was born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina for about 6 years, and then I moved down here to Augusta, Georgia. Well, Grovetown, Georgia, where I'm at right now. I've pretty much been here majority of my life since then.
Okay. Any siblings?
I have 3 older brothers and 1 sister. I have 2 brothers. My brothers stay in Atlanta. I have 1 brother that stay in Kentucky. My sister, she stays in Charlotte still with and you know, she has I love her to death. She's real cool. She has my nieces and my nephews. I actually have some great nieces, great nephews. So it's kind of a big family growing. So,
There you go.
but yeah, 3 brothers and 1 sister. That's pretty much my household right now.
Okay. Are you the only one with the bowling gene, or somebody else got it too?
No. My mom, daddy bowled too. It's pretty much just me and my mom, my daddy though. You know, my dad, he's more of the sports person. He was all around baseball, golf. He's the dominant golfer of the family. I'm the more of the bowler. But he taught me a lot when I growing up, and I'd say by the age of 10 or 11 is kind of where I was like, okay, I can kind of move on now and start developing myself. So he kind of helped me get in the right path. A lot of bowlers don't notice about me either. When I first started at the age of 7, as a right-handed bowler, I still planted and slided on my right leg, which the bowler's like, how did you do that? I have no clue to this day. But he did get me out of it. And, you know, I once got back to my left foot, and then I started learning dynamics of bowling balls. And now as I got older, lane patterns. They still bowl now. We actually we bowl on the team on Tuesday nights, but it's on the base here. But due to the COVID and stuff, they're not really opening the base right now. So I think we're actually going to terminate the league on Tuesdays. But yeah, my dad, he bowls. He's probably about a good 2.0 average right now. My mom's about 180. So, you know, it's in the genes. Yeah, it's still up there. It's still in the genes.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, how do you think your childhood was?
Oh, man. Lots of adventures. Growing up, I was in a small neighborhood right down the street from my high school where I'm from. We really didn't have any much to do. It was more of basketball. That's what I grew up off of before I was bowling. My dad got a cemented court in our backyard, got me my own basketball goal. But then I have a couple of friends that stayed around the corner from me. Used to walk around to the house every day. I have a friend of mine named Torin. His dad built an actual half court cemented in his backyard, so it's like a humongous court. Growing up, I pretty much was raised off of sports, just like my dad. You know, nothing bad happened. Just going through a good cycle, school, education, work, and a lot of military knowing because my dad was still in the military as I was growing up. So, you know, I get off school, my mom picked me up, we'll go on base, see him on the military base. So I've seen a lot of the military action too as I was growing up. But it's been more sports, bowling, basketball, and golf. I still take up golf like my dad. He's just more the dominant golfer, but I could still swing the club. But that's pretty much how my childhood was. Growing up was based off of sports and military.
So your parents didn't play, so you couldn't hang out in the streets and get caught up in that street life.
Oh no. You know the rules. Street light on, you better be at the house. No. That's the way it
was. Oh man. Hey, what were your goals growing up? You know, as a kid, we got our goals. What was your goals?
My biggest goal was, and still working on as of to this day, is more becoming and hitting the PBA circuit. That's my biggest goal, is trying to hit the PBA circuit. I have hit couple of national tournaments like the Masters, and I bowled some regionals in the South. I haven't really bowled anything else other than the regionals besides the South, but bowled the Masters, pretty much good time, good outing, great meeting. I love meeting the professional bowlers. That's like a one-time experience, and it's a great experience just seeing them in real life, seeing them how they adapt to the lanes, learning the basics from them, and getting the help from them. They actually help me become a good bowler to this day as I am. So, the how can I say it? Just the experience of trying to become a pro bowler is something that I'm dreaming of becoming, because it's like I said, it's my passion. I love the bowl. If I can do it every day, I would. But of course, work calls. You gotta make money one way or another. And that's what everybody keeps telling them, because they like, how many perfect games you bowled? I've bowled over 80 perfect games. Like, why haven't you gone on the pro circuit? I'm like, man, it takes money. It takes good sponsors to get you out there. So that's one of my dreams. Going out there in the pro circuit. Other than that, it's pretty much all I'm really aiming for right now. Become a better man, do what I got to do for my son, daughter, wife, everybody. It's just all about being a better man and hitting the pro circuit tour right now.
There you go. Hey, how long you been married?
6 years.
How many kids?
2.
All right, that's what's up, man. What are the ages of the kids?
We got a 6-year-old son and a 13, no, now just turned 14-year-old daughter. I'm sorry, 14-year-old daughter.
Okay, okay. Hey, so being a father, what fears you most with having kids, especially what's going on in the world right now?
Oh man, that's the question that I fear almost every day is with this COVID stuff. And they're back in school, so the fear of
Wait,
just
wait, you say back in school, like going to school or online?
yeah, they're in school, like in school, in school.
No, no possible way, bro.
But I'm telling you to this day, mask every day, safety precautions, temperature checks before they get out the car. It's you got some schools that down here that are pretty much
Wow.
in school. Yeah, they go to school. I'm praying for their safety every time I go. They wear their mask, sanitize their hands, temperature. I know a lot of schools are doing virtual learning. I wish that it would have went the steps of virtual learning for at least the first couple of months. I felt like, of course, like you said, I feel like it's a rush too early into school with the
Yeah.
stuff that's going on right now.
Wow.
So that's pretty much my biggest fear right now with everything going on is just their safety. And this COVID stuff going on is more being protective, and I just pray every day once they go to school that they stay safe, and the teachers and the administrative board, all the directors at the school, they're doing the best they can. I love the way they're doing, like temperatures before they get out the car, make sure they have their mask on, their social distancing during lunch. They really don't go outside and play, of course, because the kids can get close together. So
Yeah.
they're taking the right precautions and the steps of being safe. But that's my biggest fear right now is
Wow.
just them being in school with this going on right now.
And like I said, I don't know. Like I said, it seems just crazy because I've seen something. It was like a lady had 6 kids. She had COVID, and then her 6 kids tested positive. It was just a whole lot going on. I forgot where it was, but I was like, the mom was on like life support. I was like, dude, this is wild.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to hear that your kids is going to school, man, like I would fear if they catch something, because it could be an asymptomatic kid that you don't know about, and now they bring that home to you, and man, that's taking a risk, man, to me. But,
Yeah, I don't trust me. I'm in the same boat as you. I feel the same way you are. I feel the same way about that whole situation. It's
Wow.
crazy. I mean, but I just pray every day the safety of all the kids, not just my kids, of all the kids too, all the kids at the school.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow. Whew, man. Hey, did you attend college?
Yes, I attended college down here at Augusta Technical College. I graduated with a associate's degree in information technology computers. I've been thinking about going back and get my bachelor's for it too, because it's a couple of good IT jobs that's been coming up, but they really want either the bachelor's degree or they want more certifications, and that's what I lacked on while I was in college. I wasn't really paying attention to it, but now I see that the certifications are a really big key. So I'm either going to work on my certifications for my information technology, or I'm going to go back and get my bachelor's. But yeah, I graduated from Augusta Technical College down here.
Okay. Hey, down there, well, as far as bowling wise, did they have high school bowling?
Not in Augusta. There's a couple of. They wanted to start something in Atlanta. I heard about a year or two ago, but not nothing down here as far as high school bowling. I think it would be a good option. Well, of course, except with the COVID stuff going on, but I love high school bowling. I love looking at collegiate bowling, seeing the bowlers come up. That's one of the things I like to do on my days off. Is I like to go back and get to the youth, help them with their bowling, guide them, give them some more good information, what they expect when they're coming up in the world of bowling. I like to give back. That's one of my biggest things that I like to do is give back to the youth bowlers. So
that's what's up right there, man. That right there speaks volume of the man you are then. If you like to give back, dude, that is huge. Like I said, I know, trust me, the youth would appreciate it, man, for sure.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, so you like you said, mom and dad bowled as a youth. Mm-hmm. So you've been in the bowl now your whole life.
Whole entire life. I'm telling you, when I was the kid going up and down the bowling alley selling the raffle tickets. That was me. I was looking at the bowling ball every week. So I mean, everybody knows my mom and daddy. They remember me. Like I done joined the league on them with Tuesday now, and they're like, "Man, we remember you walking around, running up and down this bowling alley." I was like, "Yeah, that was me. I stayed in the bowling alley. This is part of me."
Hey, when did you start taking the game serious?
I started taking the game more serious Actually, when I shot my very first 300 at the age of 15, I started really going back to more, what can I do to progress myself now that I done got this out the way? I was at the age of 15, I shot my first 300.
Okay.
At that time, that was the youngest youth bowler in Augusta Association to shoot a 300 at age 15. But then a couple of years back from now, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, a good friend of mine named Jordan, not Jordan, Joshua Tran, he shot his at the age of 14 to knock off my record. So I mean, there's some good bowlers coming up.
Yeah.
So I took it by the age of 15 is when I really started to get deep into it, more of what bowling balls can do, what the lanes condition. I started bowling on tough conditions even at a young age to kind of get me prepared to where I'm at now. So it's more, yeah, let's go and take this to the next step. Learn about dynamics of bowling ball cores, cover stocks, RGs, differentials. I started getting real knowledgeable about that at the age of 18. And ever since then, I'm just pretty much all about the dynamics. What can I do to better improve myself that I do not know? If somebody has anything for me to learn, I'm all ears. That's all about me. I'm trying to grow better, get better, and just, succeed, like you said, my dream of hitting the pro circuit.
Okay. Hey, look, Kenny Saxton asks, hey, what is your highest book your book average ever?
Whew. I believe that would be 2 years ago. And matter of fact, these trophies behind me tell me I didn't know. These are my actually not being gloat, but these are my bowl of the year for the Augusta Association. I'm actually the 6-time bowl of the year right now.
Six in a row or just 6 times?
6 in a row.
So you out there showing out?
Nah, I ain't out there show. I'm just doing what I can, but bowling league, winning some brackets, that's pretty much it. The highest year book average is not up there. I actually had a book average. It wasn't a full season, but I did get 30 games in with a 244 average. That's my highest book average.
Okay. All right. Hey, you said you want to bowl professionally. What is it that intrigues you to just say, dude, I want this go? Is it because you bowl and it's just like professionally? That's like being a basketball player wanting to play an NBA. Is that what it is, or what drives you to say, what, dude, I want to make it out there with them? Especially not seeing a lot of us out there.
Right. Oh, yeah, correct. It's that more that drive to want to be on. It's like you said, like the NBA. You see basketball players growing up, they be like, man, I want to be on TV like them. Yeah. The TV, that's what I'm trying to get to, bowl enough professionally, make TV shows eventually. If it's not, my very first title, of course, Gary did it, Faulkner Jr., which I love him to death. One of my good bowlers, good brothers of mine. He won his first title as a major. I don't have to be a major for me. Just just get on TV, represent, win a championship. That's all that matters to me. So it's just the drive of wanting to get there to win something like that. That's like one of my greatest achievements. I would say that my most local achievement, which I accomplished about 3-4 months ago, was actually trying to get a house record in one of the houses here. I actually tied the house record at Bolero Brunswick. It used to be called Brunswick National. It's now Bolero on Washington Road. I tied the house series with the 879. It's actually the 879 is the Augusta High Series and the Bowling Alleys High Series for that bowling alley. So that's like one of my accomplishments that I've already accomplished now, even though I could have beat it, but I'm not bragging. I got there. Highest 800. I'm going to take it.
Absolutely.
But it's more like, it's kind of like LeBron and he did in the NBA. Once he started winning MVPs and all and scoring titles, he's like, what more now is there for me to do? That's kind of how I feel with bowling. I've got the series, the 300s. Now I'm just trying to take it to the next level, which would be professionally, to try to win the title out there.
There you go. What is your biggest accomplishment on the lanes thus far?
Ooh, the biggest accomplishment on the lanes thus far would probably be the 879 record that I did at Bolero, as far as series wise, because I was it was a tournament that we always have every year. It's called Turtles, and it was a reentry squad. I was out there, and a group of people asked me to bowl. I was like, sure, let me go bowl out there.
Yeah.
And came out the gate, went 290, 300. And then the last game, I was just so locked in. So I was just still striking. I went from the 290 to 11 in a row to the 300. And then I said, let me just try to keep it going. Let me just try to do it. I wasn't thinking about it, but I was like, let me just keep striking.
Right.
And of course, I go to front 10, and then I was 9-pin, which was a kind of iffy shot, but I 9-pin to shoot 289 for the 879 record. So that was probably one of my biggest achievements on the lanes. Actually, that was biggest. That was my second. Now that I think about it, now that I really think about it, my biggest achievement was winning the Southern Robin for the TNBA in Memphis in 2016. That was my biggest achievement.
There you go. Do you remember who you bowled?
If he's watching this podcast, he know he's gonna hate me. Yeah. I bowled my good old friend. You know him too. I know you know him. Tyrone Stevens from Atlanta, Georgia.
I do know Tyrone. He throw the hell out the ball, boy.
Yes. When I tell you that Rodman tournament, after the first squad, after we took that break and I came back, I was just lights out with the field. I mean, I just shot great scores to put me in first place. Yeah. I had going into the last qualifying round, I was already about 100 pins above second, and I was just still grinding to make sure I still qualified the number 1 seed.
Right.
And then Tyrone qualified in the top 5 at, I believe, number 4 or 5. He ran the ladder on about 2 people, but the way he was the ball had me like, this dude's really about to give me a run for my money. And I knew Tyrone. I was like, he is really locked in right now.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, that was probably the toughest match I've ever bowled, because Tyrone literally took me frame for frame for frame. It was to the point I needed the first ball in the 10th to make sure I beat him. And I think I luckily tripped and rolled a 4-pin. And I took a deep breath. I was like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was I think the final score was like 269 to his 259. I mean, it was a battle. Oof. It was a battle.
Wow.
And still to this day, he always, if he's listening, he knows what I'm talking about. He always talks about the clock. He wants to know where's his clock at, the TNBA clock for the tournament. I'm like, hey, I got it. It's over here, but I'm gonna keep it to the end. But now that he's able to bowl the senior side, I'm like, okay. Even though they postponed the Robin this year, I'm like, hey, I'm expecting you at the end of this tournament. I have this clock and you have the senior clock. We better be on the lane at the same time with the trophies. He's like, yeah, I got you. Trust me. I was like, cool, because I don't want you on this regular side anymore. You just go out there and play with them seniors. Just leave me over here on the regular side.
Hey, because them seniors, man, everybody call them seniors, but they don't. They strike like. Man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Tyrone. Tyrone, for his age, like I see, he still throw the ball like he in his 30s.
Yeah. That's why we try to tell him. I'm like, man, I wish y'all stop calling them dudes seniors, because they sure don't throw no ball like no senior. That's for sure.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Man, that is funny. Hey, what would be your most, well, that's a big accomplishment, but what would be your most memorable moment? Like, dude, something you'll never, ever forget. It could be a 300. It could be an 800. It could be you helping somebody. It could be anything. That most memorable, like, dude, that just touched the bottom of my heart right there.
The most memorable, it would go back to the 2016 Robin Championship where I won against Tyrone, not because of the match. What's more memorable now, and God rest his soul, I love him to death. He's my brother, like my brother I've known him for years. When we bowled the championship with Tyrone, we could each have a ball rep that can stay in the lane pit areas to help us ball rep. Tyrone, he had his girlfriend Charisma as his ball rep. I had my friend of mine, like a brother named Johnny Hickman, who just recently passed this year due to brain cancer.
Oh, wow. But, sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah. But I mean, he was always, he was, every tournament that we would go to together, he would always be there and be like, man, you just strike a lot. I mean, that's you. He always pushed me. He kept my motivation going. If I was struggling, he would come talk to me. And, like I said, it's most memorable because he was there behind me the whole way in the championship match against Tyrone. That's why if you look at my profile picture right now, I still haven't changed it. It's me hugging him at the end of when I won the Rodman.
Right.
So it's a big memorable moment for me. God rest his soul, I love him to death. May rest in peace. I love you, Johnny. But that's definitely one of my most memorable moments.
That's what's up right there, man. Hey, who do you consider to be your biggest mentor off the lane?
Off the lanes, my biggest mentor would definitely have to be my father. He's taught me everything besides, off the lanes. He taught me everything I need to do as far as where I am to this day. The father and the husband, growing up, keeping everything in line, what to do as far as this. Make sure you take care of this first. Bowling is always here. He's always been the guy that's guided me and to tell me what I needed to do as far as preparing myself for where I'm at now.
Right.
He's done a lot. Like I said, when you said he's done a lot, especially in bowling, but as far as off the lanes, I wouldn't be the man to this day I am if it wasn't for my dad. He just taught me a lot.
There you go. Hey, now, biggest mentor on the lanes that shaped you into that bowler you are today?
It's a couple people. I could tell you right now, as far as the bowler I am now, it will have to be one of my great friends by the name of Mr. Mark Downs. He's from here. He's bowled on the PBA regional a long time ago before I've even known about the pro circuit. He's been out there. He's accomplished. He's showed his name. To this day, he's taught me almost every trick I know in bowling, how to read the legs, how to see this, how to change it, tilt with your hand, how to stay behind the ball. He's just that guy that's coached me to learn to dominate the lanes as it is today. And once again, he's also helping the upcoming bowlers that are coming up too. So that's why I get that more of too, learning to give back, because I see what he's taught me. So now I'm trying to teach them, lane dynamics, how to read the lane. If you need to move this, what to see. If you left this pin, what you need to do. Right. It's just he's been my biggest mentor. That'd be Mr. Mark Downs himself.
Hey, that's what's up right there, man. Because like I said, it's a lot of young, talented people out there that don't know nothing. They just go off of that raw talent.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people out there to go off raw talent.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm one of them, man. Like, and I was just like, man, why that 10 pin keep standing? They always ask, well, did you see the ball go through the pins? What are you talking about, man? That's a whole nother story, though, man.
But be honest, that's the same question I ask a lot of people. They come up to me in the league as of today, and they ask me that. I ask them the same exact question: how'd you leave the 10 pin?
Right?
Was it ringing? Did it fall flat? Did it stand still? It's all about dynamics. You got to know how you left it to know how to correct it.
That part right there.
Yep.
That part right there, bro. That's so funny. Hey, when did you become a staffer with Brunswick?
I became a staffer with Brunswick back in 2013, 2014.
Okay.
Started with them. Before then, I was throwing a whole bunch of mixed stuff. I was throwing a couple of ebonite bowling balls. And, I started to really fall in love with this. Was still one of my favorite balls out to this day. The Brunswick double Nexus. It was red and black. That ball was a money maker for me. Yeah, that ball was a money maker for me, and it really put me into throwing the Brunswick stuff a whole lot more. And as I've kept going, I just I put my name out there, gave my resume. Got a call from Mr. Brian Birch one day, who's now with KR. I got a lot of great resumes too from bowlers in Atlanta. They really helped me get to where I'm at right now with my name, put my name out there. This guy's good. His resume's here. It speaks for itself. So, I got a lot of good help from couple of Atlanta bowlers, couple pro shops. So yeah, about 2013, 2014, I've been with them ever since. I haven't really thought about going anywhere else either.
There you go. Hey, what are your thoughts about having 7 brands to choose from? Do you find yourself sticking to one brand, or are you kind of branching out, trying everything?
I'm actually branching out, throwing everything now that the brands have come together. Even when it was just Brunswick Radical and DVA, I still threw a lot of the DVA stuff, a lot of the Radical stuff. So now that it's 7 companies, I'm actually throwing a lot of. I'm throwing the Redemption Hybrid, the Redemption Pearl, throwing the Hammer stuff. I got a couple of new stuff coming in with Hammer and Ebonite. I got the Columbia Beasts too now. So it's I like it. It makes me see a bigger, broad, more range of reaction, and I love Brunswick for everything that they do. I love the way that they make the bowling balls, especially now with the Ebonite stuff and the cover stocks, trying to get everything acclimated back to the cores, like the cores how Ebonite made them, of course, because we brought some of the R&D people in from Ebonite too once the factory had got shut down.
Right.
But they're doing a great job with all 7 brands, and I'm really proud of them. Like I said, I love them to death. They make absolutely good products. The 7 brands, I could honestly say that the new stuff is pretty much rolling very good in my hands right now, and I'm excited to see what the Brunswick has prepared for the future.
So what balls do you have in your bag is like when I go to a tournament, these are it right here?
Right now, it would definitely be the Radical Bonus. I drew 2 of them, and I love that ball to death. I love it with a passion. That Radical Bonus is my favorite go-to ball at this moment. I'm actually it reminds me of it reminds me of the Radical Intel. That's what it is. A little bit stronger cover. Motion of it's pretty much the same, just stronger continuous backhand motion.
Yeah.
The bonus is definitely is my go-to ball right now. And just some of them old shapes that I like to see back when I was throwing Ebonite, it kind of brings me back into the feeling. Like I said, my very favorite ball of all time is the original Game Breaker. That shape won me so much money. That original Game Breaker was my favorite ball of all time.
And if anybody still has one, they are lucky for sure.
Oh, I've found some people that still got them in the closet. They don't plan on doing anything with them. Trust me. Yeah, that ball is very much one of a kind. I love it. It's great. It is absolutely wonderful. But yes, the Radical Bonus definitely my go-to ball right now for tournaments and everything.
There you go. Hey. Are you a big urethane person?
Not really, because I'm more of the type of bowler I like to do. If anything, I'd rather stand left and can play the track. If I stand super left and throw it to the track, that's kind of like my favorite wheel zone. I have been able to move right and stay straighter, which I've kind of done now because of the lane conditions down here now are a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
I do have the U motion that Brunswick just came out with. I actually love the motion. It's a great, outstanding urethane bowling ball, but I don't really find the need to have to throw it so much just because of the way the lane conditions are down here. If I had to, it would still be, it could easily come out. I could definitely go get it and still play right and dominate the pattern with it. And I know I like a lot of bowlers why everybody want to throw urethane and just trap the pocket, stay right, play where people can't play it. But it's all about, like I tell everybody as a bowler, like I tell the youth, you can't really follow what somebody's doing. You can only control how you throw the ball. So that's what they're dominant at doing. Let them do that. But you have to be yourself. And you have to do what you're able to do to make sure you strike and spare when you need to. Even though, your thing can come to a play. It does affect the lanes, of course, with the carry down. But, you got to be able to do what you can do, read the lane transition, and just play to the pattern as you can play to it. But as far as people throwing urethane, how I feel about urethane, it's cool with me. I know bowlers down there to do it. Just my preference, I really don't throw it a lot.
There you go. What were your thoughts the day the news came out when Brunswick said, "Hey," when everything with the merger all happened? What was your thoughts on
it? My thoughts was, I was like, oh man, this might actually now play into my warehouse, because you can ask anybody. I told everybody, I said, man, if they release another Game Breaker, you can expect me to have about 2 or 3 of those. I gotta try those. And I go back and throw them. Well, and the news came and we bought all 7. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Now I just gotta sit back and wait. That's why I'm trying most of the other brands right now too, to see how the balls roll. Yeah. As far as going back to buying out Ebonite, I still feel like I didn't like how it went out, but even though that they had to close the plant, we bought them out because a lot of people lost their jobs, and I don't like people losing their jobs like that, especially when you got a household, you got family, kids. You can't just go out there and run and get another job. It ain't like, oh, I'm fired. Let me go get another job. So, you know, I prayed for the people that lost their jobs. I mean, it was great. It was great as a corporation for Brunswick, you know, to take them on to keep stuff going because we actually pulled over majority of the Ebonite staffers who decided to stay. Of course, it was, you know, you've seen in the world, there's a lot of staffers that decided to go separate ways, but we still put over bowlers like Tommy Jones, Jacob, Bill O'Neill. We still put over a couple of staffers like that. So it wasn't like we took on a good team. We're always, you know, I believe we're a good team. Got the best people making the bowling balls for us. I love them. But as far as buying them out, I was excited. I was like, this can really make a game changer in the bowling world industry now.
Yeah, because it's like you said, you got to think, dude. It's only what now? It's you got Brunswick that bought everybody. You got Storm Roto Grip.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have 900 Global.
900 Global, and then you got Motive.
You know, so it's not a lot out there anymore, man.
Yeah.
It's, you know, everybody is. It's like kind of like under one roof.
Yeah. But and I see, of course, with the I forgot. Well, Simonelli, he just came back to the DVA set, but he was, I know, if I'm not mistaken, was going to Nuke Bowling Corporation. I believe Rhino Page. I forgot what the name of that company is. Like Big Ten.
I watched him bowl and I was like, "What is he throwing?" Oh,
it's I forgot. It's big. It's called Big. That's right. Yeah. So, you know, it's a couple corporations trying to come out. Yeah, I love it. I mean, makes more competition. Great for the bowlers, you know, new stuff to try out. So, the first thing I was like, "Don't from." But, you know, like you said, it's not a lot of companies, though. I mean, it's bowling's real slim. The world's real slim when it comes to the corporations now.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, as this is for you, what is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear got to be, I mean, I don't know how many other people have said it, but it's the fear of death. I mean, that's my biggest fear. You know, leaving this world. You know, make sure that my children are at least taken care of. At least they're grown up. They're responsible. They know what they can do. The fear of death is definitely my biggest fear. I'm trying to stay healthy as much as I can, keep my body in shape, go to the gym as much as I can. But of course, you know, when this guy turned to call you, he's going to call you. But that's definitely my biggest fear, is the fear of death.
Man, that's crazy. All right, fear of death. What? So have you ever, as a kid growing up, were you afraid of failure or rejection? Like, dude, I can't, I just, you know, I'm afraid because I don't want to let nobody down. Or it was just like, hey, you know, I'm human.
No, I mean, that's pretty much how I grew up, especially what my dad taught me. You know, he's taught me, I mean, I'm trying to, like I say, once again, with the give back to the youth. I don't want the kids and the youth or anybody in general to fail in life. I want them to understand that, you know, you got to do the best that you can. Of course, there will be some failures, but you got to keep your head up. You got to get back up. And that was the way I was taught. So, I mean, growing up, I did learn that failure can kind of put a toll on you, but at the same time, you can't let it destroy you. You got to keep your head up. You got to stay motivated. Got to keep doing what you do. It's like work. And just because you go to work, if you don't get a job done, don't let it make your whole day bad. Keep your day going. You know, don't let failure be the cause of your day not being happy or you not being able to accomplish something. You know, failure it's like a fear. It's a fear. Failure. Like you said, don't let that fear take you down to a point that you can't get back up. I always tell bowlers, like, you missed a spare. You can't go back and pick it up now. Don't let it bother you. That's just you letting it get to you. It's you letting it try to make you fail that you can't finish this game. No, let that frame go. Get back to what you're doing, and let's continue bowling. So definitely, the fear of failure, it was part of me, especially when I was young. It was part of my bowling, but I've grown down to the point where I just try to do the best I can. Don't let anybody fail. If I can help as much as I can, as a person, I try to help as much as I can. I don't let anybody try to make themselves look like failure is an option.
There you go. That's what's up right there. Oh, that is what's up. I love it, man. So for your mentally, we know bowling is more mental than physical. How do you bounce back from struggling mentally to say, dude, it'll be okay? Like, what helped you? Who helped you mentally get to that place to where you kind of try to level it out?
It was actually, I developed that on my own, Of course, bowling with my dad and him helping me, he kept always pushing me and telling me, don't let that get to you. But it got to a point where it kept frustrating me. So what I did learn, it's more of a mentality that I learned on my own, from bowling tournaments, missing cuts, not winning, finished second places. It's more it's more of a learning experience. As I bowled a lot and miss cuts, I'm like, keep your head up, stay motivated. It's another tournament. Just don't let it bother you. It kept me to drive to want to practice more, to not be able to let that tournament stay on my mind. It was just like,
Right.
let it go. It's always another tournament. And that's why I'm saying, that's why I learned as myself. Don't let bowling get to you mentally, even though it is a mental sport. Because if you let it get to you mentally, you're pretty much going to be out of the competition. That's what I tell everybody. If you miss a spare and you're focused on that spare that you missed, you pretty much done lost that game because you're not letting it go.
Right.
You go out there, you throw the next ball frustrated, you miss your mark, you throw it too fast because you're thinking about the last frame. No, that's what I learned. Because even to this day, a lot of people see me miss 10 pins, split a lot. You may be like, what is he doing? But if you look at me coming off the lane, I'm taking a deep breath. I'm like, okay, because I'm trying to let it go and just get back to what I'm doing. That's
Right.
kind of the mentality. That's why I learned it from my past experience of bowling tournaments, missing cuts, missing spares. It was just a natural ability that I learned myself to stay embedded into my head and keep it going throughout while I'm bowling tournaments and league competitions as well.
There you go. As a bowler, like a lot of people come up to you like, man, Charles, dude, you really good. And if I can say to speak for myself, people are like, man, boy, you strike a lot, or you over there making it. You're pretty good. It's like, no, I'm okay. And somebody told me, man, they was like, dude, you can't talk down. You talking negative about yourself. You talk negative, you think negative, dude. You're never gonna have a positive outcome. When somebody come up to you and like, man, Charles, you pretty good, brother. I see you out there striking. What is your response?
Our response to them is like, I tell them, thank you. Of course, they're looking at me. I'm not trying to be big headed, but I'm like, I understand you say I'm striking a lot, but it's like you said too. You always see people talking negative about themselves, but they always want to motivate you because you're striking a lot. So even though they ask me, dang, you striking a lot. What's going on? I'm like, just, relaxing, staying to myself, maintaining my focus, hitting the pocket. And when I say that, they be like, man, I'm down here struggling. Yeah, I'm like, don't think like that. What you need to do is just relax, see what you're doing on the lanes. If you need some help, I'm here to help you. So if it gets to the point where they're wondering, if I don't try to put, like you said, people say I strike a lot. I don't like to put most of the attention on me. I like to still help other people because I don't want to see other people struggle.
Right.
So even though they're seeing me strike, I'm like, let's go down here. Let me see what you're doing. I actually go down there and walk, see what they're doing, and see if they're struggling. I'd be like, hey, might want to try this. See this happen. See if you can get that 10 pin out. You're leaving a 4 pin because it's coming up this much high. Just cheat a little bit to the left. So, and then I go back and just do what I'm doing. So my response, when people ask me, yeah, you're striking a lot, I'm like, thank you. How are you bowling? How's it going down there with you and your team? So it's more of me not keeping the focus on myself, still helping them and still maintaining the focus that I'm doing on the lanes as myself.
There you go. That's what's up, man. Hey, right now, what do you do for a living?
I actually work at Comcast as a communication tech, doing installs in customers' houses, troubleshooting cable, internet, phone. But of course, with the COVID stuff going on, we're pretty limited right now. We're not really going into customers' houses. We're just dropping off equipment at the door for like people that's getting internet. We hook up the stuff on the outside, leaving their stuff and the instructions on the front porch. If it's like a trouble call where we have to go in, of course, wear a mask, but we're not staying in the house long because, of course, the COVID. So we have to pretty much troubleshoot the primary equipment just to get them up and running. And, of course, it's like my kids at school, I'm really picky about the COVID. I'm protecting myself when I go to work with masks just like they're doing in school.
Right.
And of course, I wish, Comcast would have did some type of, is there anything else we can do being that the COVID going on? But of course, we're a central company because of internet. And of course, with the COVID stuff, everybody's working from home. So now they need internet.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty much what I do. Just communication tech at Comcast right now.
And like you said, with COVID being out there, that I know it affected especially Comcast would be in the internet because everyone needs internet at home.
Right.
You don't like as a big company like that. Don't you think they should have taken more steps to provide for you guys as employees, but also as the customer as well? Because if you guys are trying to troubleshoot, man, a lot of customers get tired of that. Like they're
Right.
just not working, and you guys have to go in the house sooner or later. It's like, but like I said, all you can do is protect yourself, wear a mask, man, and go with it. So
Yeah. I mean, they like I said, they pretty much took precautions as far as here and working. You know, we pretty much can only go in the building one at a time. Hey, look at Taylor. My product specialist for Brunswick right there. Hey Taylor, how you doing?
yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much take precautions, you know. They only let one person go in at the warehouse at a time. Actually, we don't even go to the warehouse anymore. What we do now is if we need extra equipment, they put in our lockers, but we can only go in the locker room one person at a time, of course, with masks on and everything. And they give us they give us hand soap, paper towels, water, hand sanitizer. I mean, they give us all the safe precautions we need as an employee and tell us the guidelines of what we need to do to make sure that we stay safe.
There you go, man. That has to be a tough call, though, man. Like,
It is, yeah.
Boy, hey, what is some of your favorite tournaments to bowl in?
TNBA, Robin, the Southern Regional, which we have a Southern Regional coming up the end of November in Atlanta. It's about 2 hours from me.
And see, I thought about doing it, but I was like up in the air because me being over here in the Western region, it's open for us to come and bowl. But I'm like, is it going to be worth it? Is it going to be a team on each lane because of social distancing? What's really going to happen?
Yeah, see, and that's hard to tell, and that's why I do not know. I mean, and it's like you said, it's hard to tell. And it's hard to tell if it's even going to be worth it because, I mean, it's open to everybody, but at the same time, who's going to want to come bowl because of the COVID going on? So, I mean, it's pretty much, you know, it's pretty much kind of like a gamble to see who's going to be there. But like I said, it's only about an hour and 45 minutes up the street from me, so I'm going to go bowl it. You know, it's one of my favorite tournaments. Of course, the Rodman, unfortunately, it got canceled. The Masters, like I was saying, as far as the PBA National, the USBC Masters is actually a fun tournament, very tough, but I like the experience of it, getting out there and competing in that. Those would be my three favorite tournaments that I love to bowl.
Okay. Hey, Sherry Stingley asks, does an amateur staffer have the privilege or opportunity to become sponsored by Brunswick to become a pro staffer?
Yes, they actually do have the opportunity. It's more of an opportunity, but it all depends on what happens as far as financially with the businesses. Because, of course, when we brought over Ebonite, we had to kind of cut out on some of the staffing restrictions because we had to take on most of the EBI staff as well. So it actually, you can have an opportunity to become a pro staffer for the company. It's all in the due process, you know, starting like I started as a amateur staff, and now I got promoted to regional staff for Brunswick. And so the next level for me would be the national staff for the pro circuit level. So it's all about just steps, you know, being patient, doing what you need to do, help promote the company still, you know. Social media and reviews, those are big, you know, being able to post about the bowling balls as we throw them and test. So consumers can see, oh, this bowling ball does this. He wrote a great review on it. Now let me go purchase it and see what it does as well. So it's all about promoting the company, being a good leader, being a good team sport, and, you know, eventually it will, in due time coming, it will be opportunity for you to become a pro staffer.
There you go. A good answer. Thank you on that one. Sherry, that's a good question. Because a lot of people, man, hey, what's the difference? It was so funny. I seen a post. And it's a difference between a pro shop's contract and, you know, getting a contract, you know, that's not in the pro shop.
Yeah.
You know, and
a real big difference.
That.
Yeah, real big difference. You know, the pro shop contracts definitely because they more of in taking the bowling balls. They have to sell the bowling balls. Whereas staffers, you know, we can't really sell the bowling balls because, you know, it's not part of the contract. But we can promote them to help the bowlers see this what it does, see the reaction. Oh, this is a good ball. Maybe I should get this. But as far as the pro shop staff contracts, they actually have to, provide the sales of the bowling ball. Post
Right.
them, the ball reviews, the ball information sheets. They actually have to do. No, I wouldn't say. I could say more than a regular staffer, but they're more of the centerpiece because, of course, as a staffer, once you customers and the bowlers and your teammates see the ball might want to buy it, they got to go to the pro shop to buy it. So they're more of the bigger part that they have to go to.
Yeah. Yeah, I just laughed at that, man. That was kind of funny when I seen that post, man. And
Yeah,
a lot of people was like, "Oh yeah, I'm on staff," and they was like, oh, "Okay." Then it's like, "Yeah, I work at this pro shop." Oh, that's why you on staff, And it's like, man,
yeah.
yeah, but it's all good. Like I said, that's congrats to you and Brunswick and dude. It seems like you're doing some really great things out there for the company. But man, is there anything else you would like to share with us? Something you didn't tell us. Let's tell us. Let's go there. It's something you didn't tell us about Charles.
Not really. I mean, it's pretty much you asked good at most of the questions. Where I was born, where I was raised. I mean, you can ask me almost any where the question you want. Favorite food, favorite color. I tell you, I mean, favorite color blue. Like these steaks, and Tyrone know that ribeyes. I'm a big steak eater. I love, like I said, giving back. That's one of the big things. Like I said earlier in the interview, it's just not really a lot about me. Just regular guy, cousin, father, just sitting back, working, taking care of my son, daughter, wife, doing good. She's actually doing her getting ready for work herself because she actually is a teacher at a high school. So
Okay.
it's gonna be kind of difficult for her too. But like I was saying with the kids learning, I wish that they would have did more virtual than let them back in school. But I think at her classroom they're doing like 2 days of virtual and then one hybrid. And then Andy, I tell you, boy, that's my guy Andy. Hey, good bowler with you 2 weeks ago, Andy, too, man. Good bowler with you 2 weeks. Great mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, the virtual school learning, I believe it should have been a step that that they should have started off with kids first instead of letting them go back. Like you said, over there, they're not doing anything over there in Cali, are they? Everything's
Oh
shut
no,
down.
everything is virtual. Everything. And
Yeah.
we gonna go back? Who knows?
I mean, like I said, all due time is tell. I mean, like I said, all we can do as far as us and telling other people just be safe.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I know a lot of people. Most of the people that's watching this they know it for a fact, but a lot of people really are not taking this COVID as serious. It is a very serious thing that I need everybody to understand. Please wear your mask. Please be social distant. It's a very serious virus. I know they're talking about coming out with a vaccine, but we can't really wait for that right now. We just got to be ourselves, protect ourselves, to make sure we keep ourselves safe for our family's sake, so nobody else gets the virus. And it's all about being safe. That's all.
Absolutely.
Being safe.
Absolutely, 100%, brother. You said it, and I tell people, man, we have to take care of ourselves first before we can try to take care of anybody else.
Absolutely.
But man, hey, Big Charles, dude, I appreciate your time this evening, brother. I know it's
Absolutely.
about to hit 10 o'clock out there. Like I said, man, I'm about to get off of this show, man, and hit the GR, which is my backyard, and get it in. Gotta go. I gotta be in shape somehow, some way, bro.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate the opportunity to come on here and speak with you, man.
Oh, absolutely, brother. And Dave, man, love your loved ones, dude, and take care of the fam, bro.
Absolutely, you too.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Later, brother.
Yep.
Man, that was Charles Withers, man, from Augusta, Georgia, Brands of Brunswick, Team Brunswick. Dude, he's a great guy. Seemed very humble, very knowledgeable. He was spoke highly of the brands, man, and that's what you want as far as a someone on your staff, man. I hope everyone is, like I said, taking care of themselves before you can try to take care of others. Because, like I said, man, this COVID thing, and it's still here. And like I said, he telling me that his kids are going to school, man. I couldn't even imagine here in LA, our kids going to school. I'm like, what? Yeah, right. But dude, hey, we have to take care of us first before you can try to go out and take care of other people, man, because it's still there. Love your loved ones. Continue to be blessed. You guys see me every day, man. I just thank God for, for my blessings, man. And because without him, man, who knows what would be going on. So I just want to say thank you guys for supporting always. Thank you guys for the love, man. Seriously. Dude, it's just love you guys. I love what I do. Serious.
I got a strike while the iron is hot. One of one, don't follow flocks. Man, I got this on lock. Team Harvey, team hustle, team can't be stopped. Just cop 900 glory, yeah, I'm fresh out the shop. Let's start rolling. I'm an expert on the lane. Yeah, smooth approach, about to roll a perfect game. And well connected with the sports biggest names. We can't talk unless the X on the frame. I'm here asking the questions, clear the air and confusion. Fresh, humble, and arrogant with the logo infusion. Red cup for the right vibe. I got the answer. You going live with Bowtie.
That's right, man. Hey, thank you guys again. Thanks, Charles, for spending this Tuesday evening with me for a hot hour, man. You're gonna be sending more messages out, man, for reaching out for more guests. But dude, hey, continue to count your blessings. Continue to thank the man above for waking you up and keeping opportunities coming to your way. Because without him, man, nothing is possible. So love your loved ones, guys. Love you guys. And I'll holler at you guys later, man. Bowtie out. Peace.